welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, I asked you guys on Instagram to send out some personal questions you are too afraid to ask your parents. So for today, don't treat me as a priest. Instead, treat me as an older sister. And please note that I'm gonna try to answer everything with the best of my ability. And if so it happens that you don't agree with what I said, I'll still be delighted to know about your insight, so just comment them down below and together let's learn, cause that's actually like the whole point of this video. So I won't be prolonging any more of your wait. Without further ado, let's hop right into our video. Well, that was like the quickest intro ever. Anyways, let's proceed with our very first question because I'm so excited to read all of your concerns about your parents and what to do when someone just hates you even though you did nothing wrong to them. Okay, so first and foremost, if you are confident enough that you did nothing wrong to them and you're clean, then I must say do not waste your valuable time and energy over something that's not even worth it. Like, maybe they're just jealous of you, or maybe they don't want you to feel good about yourself. Maybe they just hate your existence probably. And the best thing to do with that is to not care at all. How do you reject someone? Well, remember that rejecting someone takes a lot of bravery. It's more than just telling someone that you're not interested in them. So it's better than actually ghosting someone in particular. So the best advice I could say to this type of situation is to be as honest and as blunt as possible, because sugarcoating things would just make it hard for both of you. So just tell them you're not interested. That's not being like harsh, it's just being direct. Because rejection sucks no matter how much you sugarcoat it, so you might as well be clear. How to deal with toxic people, ate? Simple. Avoid playing into their reality. If you feel like your relationship with someone is becoming toxic, then it is better to just cut them off of your life. You don't owe anyone anything. My boyfriend cheated on me twice, but I still love him. Please give me an advice. Should I give him another chance? No. Absolutely not. First and foremost, I don't really understand why people cheat. Like, how can they do that to someone they once loved? They're like the worst people ever. Instead of being honest about how they truly feel, they mess things up and ruin the image of love for that specific person. Because love will never feel and look the same once you get your heart broken. And it's a very sad thing, you know. I do feel like everyone deserves a chance of forgiveness, but not everyone deserves a second chance in a relationship. And remember, girl, you are worth more than receiving a half-assed love. Is it okay to talk back to your parents, especially when you have a point? Oh, this question is quite interesting. Like, it actually depends with what you mean by talk back. Is it like talk back with respect? Then definitely yes. But when you say talk back, then of course not. You see, their position as elders doesn't necessarily mean that they are right the entire time. The key in this type of situation is to actually know when to listen and ask to speak, but also put into mind that your parents are more experienced than you. So most probably they only want what's best for you. So try to be as open-minded as possible and to know to listen as well, because through that, your relationship with your parents will be a two-way learning process. How do I console a friend who's dealing with very bad mental health problems? Be by their side and tell them that it's okay to not be okay. As cliche as it may sound, like that's very like the essence of it. Always remember that when you're having bad mental health problems, don't be afraid to open up to people. Recognize the emotion that you're feeling. But don't allow yourself to be the emotion. Like if you're feeling sad, like allow yourself to be sad. But don't come to a point where you represent the emotion. Am I saying it correctly? Like, is my message coming across perfectly fine out there? I'm sure sometimes it feels like it's so hard to cope up with everyone else because it seems like everyone is happy around you. But I swear to God, everyone is dealing with something. How can you tell you love someone? What's with this question? Why is this so embarrassing? I just feel like when love hits you, you would know. Like, how how else can you describe it? I don't know. Like when you really do love someone, you're more than ready to commit yourself without asking or expecting for anything in return. I don't know. Love is just so complicated. It's so confusing and wonderful at the same time. It could either make or break a certain person. So in short, love is shit. Don't fall in love, kids. Just don't. Do people who cheat deserve a second chance? Why am I being hunted with this question? Let me just weigh things for you guys. People can change, okay? And as long as they show how committed they are into bettering your relationship, then I guess people do deserve a second chance. People who cheat deserve a second chance. But again, always keep in mind that cheating can be a habit. And if you're not mindful enough, then you might find yourself falling in the same trap all over again. Just like the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Thoughts about virginity. Okay. Well, I feel like in our society, especially in our country, people are often like old-fashioned in some way, and I noticed that it's really easy for us to slut-shame others, like to label each other as whore, bitch, slut, especially for those people who are no longer virgins, or in some cases, for those who are still virgins at a certain age. And I don't get what's the point of it. Like, what does virginity have to do with a person's entirety? Does it make them less of a person if they're no longer virgin? Or why would people say that when you're no longer virgin, you are no longer pure? Like, how I don't know, okay? Like, that's like my thought about it. That's the thought. What should I expect on my first kiss? So cute. Your first kiss is never nowadays in the movies. It's like the first time that your face and someone else's faces would come together to like touch each other's mouths, lips, teeth, or even gums. You know, you can't expect it to go perfectly as how you expected it to be, but I think that's what makes it wholesome and memorable at the same time. Are you guys fine with the fact that I don't want kids in the future? I personally think that there's nothing wrong with not wanting to have kids in the future. Every woman needs to make this decision on her own without being pressured with her family, with her partner, or even in society in general. Because there's this inability in our society to separate women with motherhood. And I also want to stress the fact that overpopulation is one of the major problems that our world is currently having today. So birth rates all over the world should certainly be controlled. So what if we start controlling it ourselves? Am I a mistake? Definitely not. Definitely not. You are a blessing. What's your opinion on sex ed being implemented on the Philippines? We are getting political, you guys. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Actually, I think sex ed should... The world is so noisy, I cannot even... So again, I don't see anything wrong with it. Actually, I think that's what we need to be knowledgeable enough to know what's happening within ourselves, especially among teenagers who's in their stage of curiosity. And also since cases of teenage pregnancy is in a constant rise, so that's why I think it's very practical for sex ed classes to be implemented in our country, for us to know what's the consequences behind our actions, and of course for people to know the possible sexually transmitted disease, you know, that certain academic, like just imagine it, it just won't be your life will be affected. It's your future, your partner's life, your family's life, and the incoming life. Does not finishing your education means no success? Cause TBH, I'm tired of school. Okay, first and foremost, it's a double C, and no, definitely not. I have read so many life stories on our learning materials in our junior high books and all that about people who actually have contributed a lot in this world, and they actually like dropped out of school at an early age. But it all depends on the person actually. Like as for me personally, I think getting a degree is a huge factor in achieving greater things in life, but it is up to the person. Work smarter, not harder. Okay ra ka na mabuntis ko ha? Ask mom about that, not me, lol. She's my sister actually. Kinsa mas guwapa, si Sam or ako? You decide. I'm fine actually even saying I'm much cuter than my sister because I prefer cuter people than beautiful people. I appreciate more when people tell me that I'm smart or when I'm cute other than being said I'm pretty, beautiful, or sexy. Because when someone tells you you're beautiful or you're sexy, it's like complimenting your physical appearance. But when they say you're cute, it's like complimenting your personality. Or when they say you're smart, it's like complimenting your intelligence or something. And I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, you're much prettier than me. What happened 9 months before my birthday? What was the event? LOL. Bitch, I think you're already smart and old enough to understand that your parents made love 9 months before you were born. Because if not, I'm gonna put you back in my womb if I were your mom. Pa, why is it hard for you to love the things that I am passionate about? Is it because I'm not straight? Well, if it is really because of your sexuality, then maybe your father is not just ready or is still processing things as of the moment. Think of it this way. Remember how long it took you to get used to the idea that you were bisexual? Maybe like a year or what? And just give your father at least a quarter of the time it took for you to figure all things out. And give yourself the credit for having the courage to take the necessary risks to live your life honestly and openly. Why am I built like this? Why is this so serious? Why is this so sad? I'm not really sure how to address this question because I, for myself, am very insecure about the way I look and with my body. Everyone talks about body positivity and we should all strive to reach that point. However, not everyone is actually ready to enter that stage. If your insecurities are always bringing you down, then the first step for that maybe is to embrace body neutrality instead of positivity. I've read that somewhere. It means you start appreciating certain parts of your body and be at peace with the fact that you may not love every inch of your body, but you're working towards that. So I think that's everything that I'll be able to answer for today. It's getting so dark right now and it's actually my fault for filming too late in the afternoon. But anyways, I don't think I have that immense saliva to answer all of your questions. But I still do hope that you were able to look out something from this video, because if not, then shame on you. But yeah, I really do hope it gave you some comfort in some kind of way, and I was able to answer some questions that were very much relatable for everyone and all that. And if you want a part 2, just tell me, because I'll be preparing myself up for that. I think that's it. See you on my next video. Bye!